After waiting all day for him, Nan Lichuan cleared his throat, trying to play it off fine. As an apology, I'll buy you lunch. I sat up straight immediately. If you take me to that Korean BBQ place near school, 18-year-old Lee Hao-yu might be willing to forgive. 25-year-old Nan Lichuan before the words were even out of my mouth. Nan Lichuan gave me the world's most dramatic eye roll, then forget it. Hey, how can you treat our rock-solid bromance like this? I kept pushing. Nan Lichuan stood up, bag in hand, and I slung my arm around him again. Isn't our friendship unbreakable? Nan Lichuan looked annoyed on the surface, but the corner of his mouth curled up and we started reminiscing about high school. Then about our brief time in sophomore year of college all the way until late afternoon, when Nan Lichuan finally drove me home after the car came to a stop. I unclipped my seatbelt and grabbed the little gadgets I had picked up at the electronics market earlier, and said goodbye to him through the window. See you tomorrow, Lichuan, I said, squinting and grinning at him. Nan Lichuan looked a little dazed for a second, like he was actually seeing his 18-year-old friend across time. Lichuan. I waved my hand in front of his face. Nan Lichuan snapped back and smiled, okay. Just as the car door was almost shut, Nan Lichuan suddenly spoke up. Lee Hao-yu, what is it? Lichuan, is something wrong? I pulled the door back open. Nan Lichuan's eyes went quiet and deep. Will you still be here tomorrow? I mean, will the person I see tomorrow still be 18-year-old Lee Hao-yu at that? My smile froze. Would I still be here tomorrow? I honestly didn't know. I woke up and I was just here, and if I opened my eyes again, would I be sent back? My expression suddenly went serious. Lichuan, I don't know how 25-year-old me lost you, but 18-year-old Lee Hao-yu absolutely cannot be without his best friend Lichuan if I really did something unforgivable to you. Don't forgive me, but please don't hate me. I mean, don't forgive 25-year-old Lee Hao-yu, but please don't hate the 18-year-old me. Nan Lichuan looked away. I don't hate you. We're brothers for life. Lichuan, we're best friends for life. I've said that to you at every stage of my life. Nan Lichuan went quiet for a moment. Go on in, it's getting late. All right, I'm heading in. I pushed the door shut for him, walked away looking back every few steps. The sun was going down, painting the sky a warm amber. I set down my pen and let out a long breath. The open page was filled with words. At the end, I wrote to 25-year-old Lee Hao-yu, whatever has gotten into your head or whatever mess you've made, you absolutely cannot lose Lichuan again. Lichuan is the most important person in the world outside of mom and dad. If you do, you'll regret it forever. I left the notebook in the most visible spot on the desk, so that if I woke up back in this body tomorrow, I'd see it immediately. Then suddenly she was back. The front door opened. I looked up at the sound, and a tall, graceful silhouette came into view. My eyes went wide. It was Liu Ruyan. 7 years had stripped away every trace of girlishness from Liu Ruyan. Gone was the sweet, well-behaved campus girl, and in her place stood a sharp, powerful woman who ruled the business world. Her features were striking, and her composure was remote. Every detail polished and precise. This was still the woman I had fallen for, and she was somehow even more stunning than before. Liu Ruyan was holding a small child with one arm, and the baby seemed a little restless in sleep. And shifted against her shoulder, Liu Ruyan gently patted the baby's back. Only after that ethereal figure disappeared from view did I finally close my gaping mouth. That's my wife. I have a kid, and my wife looks like that. And we live in a mansion. What kind of brain malfunction does it take to throw all that away for someone else? Footsteps came back down the stairs, and the housekeeper said, "Ma'am, dinner is ready?" Liu Ruyan walked straight to the dining table without a word. Then the housekeeper turned to me. "Sir, your first day back being called that." I honestly felt a little awkward. Sitting down, the air at the dinner table was thick. Liu Ruyan ate slowly and deliberately without so much as glancing in my direction. I cleared my throat lightly. "Isn't the baby eating?" Liu Ruyan's cool eyes drifted over to me and I pointed upstairs. All I got back was silence. The rest of the meal passed, with no sound at the table except chopsticks lightly touching porcelain. Liu Ruyan got up from her chair and the housekeeper brought out a bowl of vegetable noodles. She took it and went back upstairs, like I didn't exist at all after Liu Ruyan came back out of the baby's room. I quietly slipped inside and found a little boy sitting on the rug. His face had traces of mine in it. He sat there flipping through a picture book, with a worn, faded little pig plushie lying face down on the open page. At that moment, a flash of images passed through my mind, too quick for me to hold on to. I tried to soften my voice and gave him a little wave. The moment the little boy looked up and saw me, he went rigid with fear and scrambled backward. "Hey, don't be scared. I won't come any closer, I promise." "What are you doing?" Liu Ruyan shoved me aside, strode into the room and crouched down in front of the terrified little boy. Tian, don't be scared. Mama's here." Tian buried his face in her arms and let out a few small sobs. Once Tian had calmed down, Liu Ruyan stood up, turned and fixed me with a cold, hard look. "Lee Hao-yu, I'm warning you for the last time." Tian peeked at me timidly. Pressing himself further behind Liu Ruyan, I had nothing to say. "I just came to see if Tian was getting ready for bed. Go back to your room." Liu Ruyan's voice was cold enough to frost over, and I trudged back to the bedroom feeling deflated. I lay on the bed staring up at the ceiling. These 7 missing years had me completely lost. What had I even been doing? I picked up my phone and re-added Nan Lichuan as a contact, then opened our chat. "Lichuan, do you know what happened between me and Liu Ruyan? And our baby?" The chat bubble showed typing for a long time before a message finally came through. "I don't really know the full story. After Tian was born, we lost touch about a year later." I stared at the message with a slight frown. "You don't know what happened between me and Tian either. Things seemed normal before he turned 1, but after that you seemed different around Tian. Like you weren't treating him well." I asked confused, "What do you mean not treating him well?" "When Tian was still really small, we were still in contact. Back then you would bring him along when we met up. But then Liu Ruyan noticed bruises on Tian, and after that I never saw the kid again. Going by Liu Ruyan's reaction, those bruises on Tian were most likely my doing, and maybe even what happened to Tian's hand was connected to me." I lay there frowning at the ceiling. The thing I had always hated most was parents hurting their own kids for no reason. So why had 25-year-old me become exactly what I despised? What had I been doing all these years? That little face that looked so much like mine was impossibly cute. How could I have ever brought myself to hurt him? I sat bolt upright in bed. "No, I can't go back. I have to stay." A child should never have to pay for the mistakes of the adults around him. I swung my legs off the bed, went downstairs, ground myself a cup of black coffee, and forced it down while holding my nose like it was medicine. The bitterness made me wince, and I let out a hissing breath. Then, in a half-dazed state, I noticed a small figure at the top of the stairs.